Hey, what's going on, everybody? Geronimo 22 coming back. We're going to get into this offensive strategy. Again, this is going to be mostly um, thinking about the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan. However, this offense obviously still works with Cohen. It works with McVay. It works with all the guys who are part of the wide zone community. Kevin O'Connell, um, plenty of other people. Okay, so let's make sure we understand that. There's some principles that I'm going to try to kind of lean on. You can definitely mix it up to how what fits your team, but we're going to talk about outside zone or the wide zone play, the namesake of the sake of the offense. So the way I'm running it in this system, and it will be kind of slightly tweaked for other systems, but we're kind of start here as a starting point. Okay. I love the idea of first, second down, especially if it's like first and second. I'm gonna go probably about 70%, 75% motion, shifting the formation. So whatever my opponent sees, it's not going to be necessarily the final formation. And then the other 25%, I'm gonna quick hike them. Um, this is going to be one of those plays that I'm going to quick hike a lot of people. But I'm going to start with the motion first of all. The reason why you can quick hike this play, I'll talk about it some more, is that because if you're running this play to the tight end side with the lead blocker, it's pretty much a guaranteed, or it doesn't even have to be to the tight end side, but definitely with a lead blocker, you can have the numbers. You're not going to really be ever outnumbered at the point of attack. Okay. So let's just kind of go through it, and I'll give you some key little points that you guys might like. You can take if you want. My playbook right now is just organized, a whole bunch of favorites mixed in there, but I like to come out in 12 personnel looking formations, right? So that one back looking formation, but I'm already going to have my fullback in the game because I have a good one. He's going to be that second tight end. All right. So I'll work over here. If it's not the case, you can go through the packages and put them in there if you want. Okay. If you want to sub them out, you can do this during the game. You can do this before the game in your CFM and the auto substitution part of your CFM main menu. But just make sure it's there. Now, the key thing is if you want to do this and run plays from your favorites like I do a lot of times, then you need to make sure you have them like manually subbed in there or preset before the game. If you use a package, you guys know if you use a package here, it doesn't take effect when you come into your favorites. Okay. So, all right. So let's come out and deuce close, and we're going to audible play. We're going to come out versus an overfront. We're going to run stretch weak. This surface counts. Even though this is stretch, you talk about you want to run it weak. Well, not for a four look or not for a two look. What is a two look? The two look is when you have a five technique, anybody outside the tackle, and you have an outside linebacker. It's just not advantageous for us to run the ball into that look. They have a short edge. They can set the edge quickly and go from there. So when that happens, just say not for two look, and then we're going to now keep the ball. Instead of running it weak, we're going to run it strong. There's only one player outside the tackle here, and it's that outside linebacker. You should be able to win a little bit better that way and be able to go for more yards. That's called a lot of times we would put like not for two look. We give like a reminder to the quarterback to not run the ball into that. So if I got a different formation here, let's go with the Cub. We go with the same thing with the get the motion. We could run this ball left because what? We only have one guy outside the tackle. So we feel like we can win as long as our fullback and our outside tackle does a good job. We can get outside. If the defense stays outside, then we still have good angles to block and get upfield as long as our guard does a good job and blocks the three technique. We'll go weak again. It's a one look. We feel pretty good against this. You still cut that ball back up in there, right? Just cut back behind that guard. So we're good. So that's when you look at different fronts. The over front, not the best. Now there are some other interesting fronts here. Take a look at this real quick. Go with the tight front here. Tight front is very similar to what we just saw. It's just that it's not a three technique. It is a 4-eye. So it's almost like a two look. Makes it a little bit harder to capture this edge. If you don't get outside, it's hard to cut back against it. Okay. Go back again. If you don't go outside, it's hard to cut back against this look. It's just a lot of bodies in there. So three tight, the 4-eye, three tight defense is another tough one, right? Let's say we get an offense that wants to come out in more just the even fronts. So they come out, let's say, in a 4-3, even 6-1. Now we look at this rule. Is this a two look? Close, right? But the good thing is that we have better angles here. We have four guys against their four. We have really good angles to make the blocks here. See if we can kind of win this. We can win the outside. Obviously, we're good, but this defense is not really meant to. It's meant to really make you cut it back. Let's try it again. But there's a little bit of a lane there. I think you can cut back into. This is where if you want to spread the D line, it's a little bit better too to give them a nice 2-eye instead of a 1. That gap right there. That's where you want to get into that safety. Did a good job getting that hill, but that's another look there. You wouldn't want to run this against the other side. You'd want to run into the one technique side. Okay, let's go with the split zone again. I'm going to go against. I'm going to go against a 3-3-5 penny. So this is really almost no different than kind of like the cub look. I mean the tight look. Except there's one less player that's in the box. He's actually outside the box. So again, this is too many guys to run the ball to over here. Right. I got lucky that the nickel backed up and flew out of there, but that's not the side you want to run to. So in this case, we'll go to the right. Got one guy outside the tackle. So good old one look. We got numbers here actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really, we have, if you want to count the center, we have 5 guys to block these 4 guys here at the line of scrimmage. It should be pretty good. Didn't work out for me there, but try it again. Right, they flipped the play because I flipped the play for whatever reason. So we'll go weak now. Okay, so that was a little gap right there that I kind of wanted to get. But again, that 4-eye does a nice job there, really kind of making it hard for me. This is where in real life you'd hope that the fullback would block the tackle right there, but he doesn't. So you see that 4-eye? The 4-eye is wider than usual, so it's hard for the guard to stick onto him, and he just kind of takes that B gap and does a nice job and plays it well. You see what I'm thinking though? I can slide through there, but it's just really tough. Might have to slide back behind the guy even further to make that happen. I'll run it weak again. I'm gonna kind of force this back inside. That's the cut right there that used to make Terrell Davis famous, right? It's just everybody says it looks like he's cutting back, but where the play started in the middle of the field, right? He's actually just putting his foot in the ground and actually just going up into the A gap to his side. Because the A gap is just moving so far. You see where the A gap is now? The center is here, all the way over here. The gap is moved, so it looks like he's cutting back, but he's really just putting his foot down and going north and south. Right? I kind of went too far back, to be honest with you. I needed to hit it right. I should have probably stayed strong here, to be honest with you, but wanted to just show how this ball can cut back, or it looks like a cut back, but it's really it's a north and south cut for the running back. Good job by the offensive line, just ripping and running. All right, they moved their, for whatever reason, their guy came over, their extra player, so I'm going strong here. We got outside. At least I thought we did. Got a good run by Christian. So that's against a penny front. They're a little bit light there. This is why you want to kind of mix with these things, because if somebody wants to take you light, you should just be able to play in this phone booth all day and play this type of football. So just remember that. I'll leave the 3-high out for now. Let's go regular nickel 2-4. All right, so this is a generic set that a lot of people will run. If they run a cover 3 out of this, it's going to be more like a 4-4. But let's just look at this. Stretch. They might flip their nickel. This is where you really want to go weak. You see that nice big bubble between the tackle and the guard. We're still going to stay on track just in case he stayed outside. He did not. But this is the play you want to cut back on. Watch this. Because the fast flowing linebackers are really good. But look at that hole that's right there. If I could just squeeze through and get through that, looking pretty good. Let's get back to this again. They flipped the line the opposite way. I got a different play call here. I'm still gonna. It's a little bit of a two look, like I talked about. They kind of have an extra guy, so this is where I would go to the right hand side where there's a tight end. I'm gonna let it run. I want to show you this nice little cutback. All you're doing is taking those 3 steps and just going up the field, and it kind of just happens so naturally with the way the backers are flowing fast. 1, 2, 3, boom, up the field. See it again. Pivot. 1, 2, really 3 was a little bit like 3.5. It's more like a timing thing. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, cut, get up the field. All right. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But the main thing is you shouldn't get hit for a loss unless they really are blitzing you and heating you up. All right, we got a 3 technique, so we know that we have to really kind of read that tackle to the guard pretty quick. Okay, between them, there you go. There you go, right there. Squeeze that little gap right there. All right. Tackle didn't really win. He didn't get his head outside. Right. Definitely looks like at this point, I'm like, nope. The guard did win, and the fullback went through the gap and got this guy. And that's a great example of what this play is supposed to look like. Right there. Got up in there, got ourselves about 8, 9 yards. All right. Well, that's the beginning lesson of just how to get into 21 personnel from there. I got some other deals you can get into it through. So you can get into it from wing close, right? Any of the close formations. I have 2 different versions of I formations here. If you want to do it from the single back you off, that's fine. I just don't want to do it because a lot of this stuff is spread out. I don't want the receivers to move. So I leave that in 12 personnel. But we do have it built out of these formations. If I'm not mistaken. I don't have it right here, but I have it in an audible. This would be a quick snap and go. This would be another quick snap and go formation right here. 13 personnel, we have it as well. We can get into 13 or 22 personnel and switch from here. And then the last 6 that I have, just to show you. So, like I said, we get up in single back wing slot and we go. Single back you off, we go. We can come out in good old bunch X nasty, go quickly. Now, this is a little bit different. There's some rules here with the single back stuff that I didn't go over. Let me just quickly do that right now. I'll just go random play if I can. Again, this is a huge number count. So when you look at this, it's going to be a lot of 18-19 Wanda, 19-18 Wanda. Wanda just means to take the play and run it the other way. If there's 2 tight ends, we say Oscar, we just flip the play. But this is a count. So you have to make sure you have enough people to block and maybe angles. But the main thing is start from the center, right? And work your way over to the left. If the center is uncovered, you're in good shape, but it's 1, 2, 3 blockers versus 1, 2, 3 defenders right now, right? So we should be okay. If we didn't, we're going to have to wander this back to the strong side no matter what, if you want to stay in the play. All right? 3 versus 3. Got that situation. 3 versus 3 again. Right? You got that safety coming down late. You got to make a miss. All right, here we go. So now we're bad in the count here, right? They have 4 guys for R3. So we wander, go strong. Look how many people we have to the strong side. We should always have enough because we have a bunch formation. So they're playing, they're taking care of most dangerous over there. And we go to the strong side. But we really want to run weak, but we're get out of this play if we don't have enough people. Anytime a backer or somebody walks up close to line scrimmage, it's even better for us because the O lineman just come off and grab him right real quick. Get a nice big game. All right. So that applies when you have any type of one back, no lead back blocker. Okay. If you are running with 2 tight ends, it's the same deal. Just make sure you get your numbers count straight. Some of those other things here, like gun tight, Y off, is from the gun. We're going to get some of these motion plays in there. This is a nice job. But again, we still have to count the numbers and make sure that we have the extra guy coming so we feel pretty good. The only time you're going to have to check out of this is if you get some type of overload blitz coming to the strong side. You should feel pretty good that we're going to have the numbers here. Oops, I should have just kept on riding the wave right there and going outside. That's my fault. But I just wanted to show you we have that. We have some other 11 personnel stuff. Who's close is just really just the same things under center. This off stack here is a really good one. This one is actually considered, we're running it to the off tight end side, but we should have the numbers. All right. So that's pretty much it. I don't have a whole lot of these. I just wanted to show you, go into the play sheet that I provided and just take a look at these plays. These are your core run plays. This is half of the run offense. So the other half is going to be a combination of inside zones, and it's going to be a lot of motion plays. That's going to work off of the play action stuff. Okay. So either guys moving in motion, or it's going to be like a wind back, not a wind back, a sift block like this one. So we'll come out and use like deuce close inside zone split, right? And then from there, obviously, we have to run that play in order for people to respect us running our boots off of that stuff. I don't have the audible in here right now, but let me just show you a preview for the next video. So now we have our slide boot. Nice first down play to run, quick snap, right? Everybody's out of there. Bad job by me there. Got to see that guy if he's coming off the edge, get depth and get rid of the ball. But it's just one of those plays where, this is a good stuff for us here. Good, easy play, get the ball into your player's hands in a different way, okay? All right, so thanks for joining me with the stretch. Make sure you try to run that ball weak and take those lessons about number count, two look, things like that, and use it to your advantage. If you have any questions, let me know. This is the first part of the run game. You guys have all the run plays I'm going to use. I started with this because these formations are the ones we want to use on first and second down a lot. So we're going to try to build off of these formations and build our passing game, mostly our complementary run and our passing game off of the formations that we just highlighted on first and second down. Talk to you later.